Hey. Welcome to this episode of the Tulip Week podcast. In today's episode, we have the amazing and incredible Mr. Alec Hershey. How you doing today, sir?
Doing wonderful. Happy to be here.
Hey, bet, man. So, if I'm not mistaken, you are the founder of Heartbeats. Is that your production company? What is Heartbeats exactly?
Heartbeats, that's a good question. Heartbeats is sort of an indie label slash brand for a bunch of people like me to just kind of facilitate making music together. You know, I have a ton of talented friends, many of whom are, I guess, a part of the cast that you see like on my albums and stuff.
Yeah.
I just decided a while back that it would be cool if we had a brand, you know, something that people could use to identify us with. And so that was Heartbeats.
Okay. As it's up, bro. So yeah, you're the founder of Heartbeats. As well, you are a producer, a composer, as well as an arranger. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
All right. So I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I don't really know what an arranger is. So please explain to me, what is an arranger?
Arrangement is like, it's like kind of like so to differentiate composition, right? That's when you write music.
Compose it. Okay, right.
Music production is making it come to life and happen. And arrangement is like directing the music.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like arrangement is deciding who's going to be on a track, maybe what kind of things are they going to do on a track. Arrangement is deciding to put a sax solo on this part of the track. Does that make sense?
How is that different than like a producer, man? Because I don't know. That's like a general term. I feel like yes. How is that?
They go together. Together.
Okay. All right, Roger that. I got you for sure, man. So you as well have a new album coming out, titled "Beats for Those You Love." Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And that comes out. When does it come out?
August 27th.
2021.
Yes, sir.
Hey,
next Friday.
Hey, okay, that's awesome, man. So I don't really get a chance to interview too many artists, man. I'll be honest with you, man. I'm also like a dancer myself.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm very curious, man. There's so many places we could start this interview out, man. But I would love to hear from you, man. Tell me this, man. What is your process for creating a music album, man? How does that go about for you?
That's a good question. And I wish I thought about it ahead of time. Really, I just get ideas for songs in my head. You know, I might start with a melody, and then it's kind of like if you play with that melody or play with that idea, and you just see where it goes. You get a concept for a song, and then that's when the arrangement happens. You know, it's you get a melody, you make that melody into a beat, and then you decide, you know, who do I want to, feature on this track? Is there going to be a chorus? Who's going to sing that? And it's just really, it's just having an idea and trying to make it come to life.
Real quick,
I guess same as everybody else, really.
Yeah, let me ask you this, man. For people who may have never heard of you, man, I don't want to like put you in a box, man, but if you had
Sure.
to, what would you classify your music genre as?
I primarily, so hip hop is the spine of my
Okay.
music. I'm a hip hop producer. I'm also a jazz pianist. I'm obsessed with jazz. I have friends who play jazz music. But I also love classical music. I've even done a couple of, like, I guess you call them like alternative rock songs. most of which are unreleased, but there's one on the album that I think you could classify as alternative rock. So yeah, dude, I just make what I like.
Okay. Okay. And I understand that, man. I definitely understand that. So so you're going about this process of making an album. Uh I guess tell me this, man. I'm very curious to hear from you. What what were some of your inspirations, growing up as a child, man, what influenced you and influenced your musical taste, your musical style and all that?
Another good question. Well, like you, I listened to a ton of Nujabes as a teenager.
Hey, the big homie.
Yeah, dude. Him, Specifics, all those guys that were associated with Hideout Productions and stuff were hugely inspirational. I think it was Nujabes who got me into hip hop music.
Oh,
You know, as far as music in general, man, I don't know. I grew up listening to a lot of different things, like everybody else. Um, Classical music, I'm a big Chopin guy. I have been since I was like 13 or something. Um, Japanese music, man.
oh yeah.
Yeah, dude, I'm a big anime guy. Uh, yeah, yeah, all that stuff.
Do you remember how you were first introduced to Nujabes?
Yeah, I have a friend called That T Plus who he did a remix of, Aurorian Dance.
Definitely. I love that song.
Yeah, he did a remix of that. And I thought it was cool and just decided to check out because he put a link. He did this song on SoundCloud. He put a link in the bio to Aurorian Dance, which he had sampled, and like that was it, dude.
Did you ever watch the show Samurai Champloo?
Yes, sir.
That's how I originally found out about Nujabes. That was like, I guess, Adult Swim or Cartoon Network at night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's how I first found out about Nujabes, man. And instantly hooked. That's probably one of my favorite like anime shows, bro.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's a funny thing. Like a few years ago, I heard Aurorian Dance for the first time, and
Oh
now
yeah.
last year I made a song with Substantial.
I
You
definitely
know
know
what I
Substantial,
mean?
man.
So it's funny, I guess.
Okay. That's all. So wait. How old are you, man?
I'm 21.
Oh man, you're okay. All right, so big dog. All right, so I'm gonna keep it 100, bro. For me, I think I found out about Nujabes probably like that was probably like middle school or high school. So that might have been like '06, '07 for me, big dog.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little bit older than you, bro, but
Yeah.
but it's like love at first, I guess love at first hearing, you know what I'm saying, man. Nujabes had an amazing impact. Between my favorite producers are probably like the big homie Nujabes, the big homie
Mm-hmm.
Jay Dilla. I really love Think Twice. I love Madlib. But like Nujabes and Jay Dilla, Madlib are probably some heavy influences for me in my younger age, man. So it's
They're the
super
goats.
cool. It's super cool to see I guess people still listening to him, man. Even the younger generation, man. I'm not too much older than you. That's still cool, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, big bro. So let me ask you this. Then I'm very curious, man. I guess tell me about. I've never had a chance to visit Cleveland, Ohio, man. Tell me about your childhood growing up in Cleveland, Ohio, man. What was that like for you?
Oh man, this is a question that I hate because I don't know how to answer it.
Okay.
Yeah, man, I don't even know where to start with that.
I would tell me this, man. You said you were a jazz pianist and everything. Did you
Mhm.
grow up in a musical household?
No, no, no. I'm the only one in my family who does anything with music.
Oh,
Actually, that's not true. My little brother is he's a rapper. Um, he got into making rap music. I think roughly a year ago. He started
okay.
taking it seriously. Um, but yeah, no, growing up, I was the only one who ever played an instrument or anything. I started with guitar when I was, I think about 9. I started playing guitar, and my family has an old grand piano in our living room. And so when I was like 13 or 14, I just started playing it. It's funny. I had played guitar for I think 6 years. And then I realized I was a piano player, you know. It just piano just it just felt right to me, you know. So
I'll say this, man. I used to take piano lessons, man. That shit is hard, right? I ain't gonna play, bro.
yeah, there's some humps, there's some hurdles you got to get over, like using both hands at
Come on,
once.
man. That's and doing separate things with both hands, and then being able to read the sheet music with two different like things going on. Incredible, absolutely incredible.
Yeah, well, to see that's why I think I'm a jazz guy is because following sheet music and like following like rules is it feels suffocating to me. So
Okay.
I'd rather just do my own thing.
Mm.
So I think that's where the jazz thing came from for me. Yeah, no, piano can be like kind of intimidating when you look at it because you look at it and it's 88 keys. There's white ones in spaced out in between them is the black keys. And it might look like a lot that's going on, but really once you break it down into scales, now it's only like 7 keys that you need to worry about. You know what I mean?
I think I do, man. Yeah, 'cause I understand the concept of scales, man. So I definitely understand that. It's just, I guess it appears intimidating initially, as everything, right?
Right.
I
Yeah.
definitely understand that, man. I definitely understand that. So you started as a guitarist,
Hmm.
and then somehow magically switched to being a pianist, right?
Yeah.
And so how does that, where and when does that transition to, I guess, becoming, a producer? How does that take hold?
Um, I honestly don't really remember that much. I had decided to like mess around with music production when I was like maybe 16 or something, which was in 2016. Um, I I used to be really huge into EDM, right?
Okay.
You know, dance music. And so that's kind of what I first started messing around in. Um, and then I heard Nujabes and I thought, well, I could do this, you know? So that and simultaneously falling in love with hip hop music at the same time. Um, I guess that's just kind of how it all came together. Is somewhere in there I figured out I wanted to do something like that, you know?
Mhm. So tell me this then, man. Just like just like any skill, it's kind of rough at first. Just like when you first started learning guitar,
Hmm.
just like when you first started learning the piano, man. Tell me about your beginner stage as a music producer, man. What was that like for you?
I made a lot of bad beats.
For sure. For
Yeah,
sure.
dude, there's just a process. Like I never like took any classes or like watched any tutorials on it, which is also how I learned piano mainly was just figuring things out for myself. And um yeah, yeah, dude, I just messed around with it
Mm.
and played with different ideas and different sounds and yeah. I
Yeah.
guess sorry, does that make sense?
I mean, I get you, man. That's kind of like how everybody starts up, man. No doubt. I'm pretty sure Nugibus, June Say would probably started the same way, man, just messing around. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah,
What software did you start out with, and do you use the same software?
I do. And I don't like to answer this question
Okay.
because it makes me look unprofessional.
What is it,
Um,
like Fruity Loops, or what is unprofessional software?
it's a lot like Fruity Loops. In fact, that's probably its closest relative.
Okay. I mean, I understand that, man. I don't I don't know why you're scared to say it, but I understand, man. I won't make you divulge your secrets, man.
Yeah.
um and so tell me, so you're getting into this music production, man. Is this is this something that you could see yourself doing long term?
For sure.
Oh yeah.
I think I have to.
Ooh, and why do you say have to? Why do you say that?
Um, I feel a need. I feel a need to make music. Um, like that's really what every song I've ever made has been, was it's like there's some vague idea, some feeling that's floating around in my head, and I really want to try to bring it to life, you know? And then if other people can connect with that too, then we just connected on an intimate level, you know? So, yeah, dude, I'm obsessed with music. I I couldn't ever see myself not doing something with it.
Okay, okay. Let me say this real quick, man. I used to do I guess what you would call like slam poetry. You know what I'm saying? Like we kind of spit
Yeah.
on a whole. Yeah, I used to do that, man. Like I'll say that the greatest feeling, man, is like when you go on stage, man, you kind of like spit your little poem or whatever, you know what I'm saying, and like the crowd shows you love, like they appreciate it, they like it.
Yeah.
It's an amazing feeling that I feel like cannot be replicated anywhere else. So like I feel like, is that something that you very well may experience as well as an artist, correct?
Yeah, man, to this day, I'm like constantly astounded at like what people have to say about the music that I make. You know what I mean? Like here's a true story. Do you know Steph Pockets?
I can't say I do. I don't know.
Okay. She's like on the Goon Tracks label, which you may be familiar with. Um, she's really she's big in like the Japanese like underground hip hop
Okay.
scene. And yeah, so she's a pro rapper from Philly. She's been doing this for like 20 years or something like that. Um, we connected on Instagram like a year ago, and she sends me a DM of she's listening to this old beat I made like back in 2017. I had planned to get rid of that song and every song on that album like last year. I planned to like just drop the album from streaming services because I just didn't want to show it to people anymore. I wasn't proud of it. I didn't think it was very good. But she DMs me that she's listening to it and she's like, "Hey, I think I see us making a project together in the
Nice.
future."
Nice.
You know what I mean? So it's like you never know, dude. You never know like what people will have to say about the things that you make. Um, maybe we're too quick to shut ourselves down when other people are not doing that, you know?
So let me ask you this then, man. I'm very curious, man. How can I word this to you, man? For like you just said, I think we can be our worst critics.
Right.
So I'm very curious, man, to hear from you. How do you judge a production worthy of uploading versus a production unworthy?
That's a good question. Um, Man, I don't think I've ever really
So
thought
real
about
quick,
that
real quick.
deeply.
So do you upload everything that you make?
No, no. Oh, no, no, no. For this album coming out, which is 12 tracks, it was probably like 21 tracks originally,
Okay.
and I had to cut it down to only the ones that I felt were fit. Yeah. I guess to answer your question, I think it was Alchemists. Alchemist, the producer.
Definitely, definitely.
I think it was him who came up with this rule where he was like, if you have to think about it, it sucks.
Oh.
So, you know, you should just automatically feel it. That's how you know that it's good music.
Mm. And so like you said though, I'm very curious, man. Like you said, the track that what's her name? I'm sorry, the female rapper,
Oh, Steph Pockets.
Miss Pockets. Um, what do you do with the throwaways? Because like even possibly some of the throwaways could be some heat that somebody could connect with. What do you do with those?
Um, Well, mostly they sit on my computer.
Okay, man.
Some of them end up as production for my brother, whose
Hey,
rapper name is Guest List.
hey, put them up. Hey, shout out,
He's
shout out.
making, yeah, he's making his debut on my album.
Okay.
Um, and yeah, so sometimes they end up as songs for him. Um, they don't really go to other places.
I
Some I
understand.
feel like I might save for some future purpose, um, which might happen.
Mm-hmm. No, I definitely understand that, man. I definitely understand that. Yeah, it's the world of like that music production, man. It's I feel like the possibilities are endless as well, but I know that there are, I guess, plenty of people who have, I guess, failed at it. I don't know how else to say it. Hey, so let me ask you this then, man. I'm very curious. In your mind, yeah, let me ask you this, man. I'm very curious. In your mind, what separates a successful music producer from a failed one? Is it because I feel like music is an art and it's very subjective. What music I may like, you may not like, but yet there's still those who succeed and those who fail. Man, what separates them?
That's very true. I think two things. By the way, I'm not successful. Um, I'm just a dude who makes
So
music.
wait, so we can say we put there yet, right?
Yeah, yeah. Now that I'm on the Two Left Feet podcast, things will change. Um, what you asked is a good question. And I think most people would say, well, duh, of course music is subjective. But at the same time, there are those who become stars
Right.
and then those who live in obscurity and you've never heard of them. So what gives? And I think the truth is that while music is subjective, there are standards. There's still good and bad music. And so there's an element of music that is objective. What separates the amazing from the amateurs is two things. The first is authenticity. Um, because what music is supposed to be is it's supposed to be self-expression, right? Herbie Hancock, the American jazz pianist, he said, if it doesn't come from the heart, it doesn't mean anything. Right? If I get into this microphone and I spit a bunch of bars that are just some nonsense that are like they're lies, or it's stuff that I don't really do, you know, um, what's it going to mean to you? You know what I mean? It's not real. And so what happens every now and then is really genuine artists who decide that they're only going to be themselves and make the music that they really want to make and nothing else. They're not going to tailor it to fit some trend you see happening, you know. Um, they're just going to be real. Those people come around every now and then. And then what happens inevitably is you see other people, the copycats, come down the conveyor belt and they say, oh, I'm going to try to be that. And you can tell when that happens. You can tell when that happens, right?
Definitely. So let me ask you this then, man. I'm very curious, man. As an artist, how how do you go how do you go about remaining true to yourself? Meaning, there's you what's the difference between becoming inspired by what somebody's doing and biting, what I'm saying, kind of like
Mm,
stealing their shine, man. How do you
mm.
do that?
That's a good question.
Because I'm positive you currently listen to music and you have your favorite artist now, correct?
Absolutely, yeah.
So how do you prevent yourself from mimicking what you like?
That's a good question. That's a good question. I think when you're stealing. I think when you're being a copycat. So if you're if you're being honest with yourself, then you're okay. You know what you're doing. Does that make sense?
I
I'll
believe so.
give you
Yeah,
I'll give
yeah.
you I'll give you a for instance. Like I don't know how much you paid attention to like Lil Peep and XXX Tentacion when they were around, right?
They passed. I know they passed, but I know, yeah, I know of them definitely.
Yeah, they were like the SoundCloud emo rappers.
Right, right, right.
And what has happened in since their deaths? All these guys popping up, singing and talking about the same things that they were, on the same kind of beats that they were. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, like Juice World died too, right?
Definitely.
I don't know how much you know about Juice World, but in his absence, all like literally like countless guys have popped up singing the same melodies, talking about popping Percocets, which is what he did. You know what I mean? So it's like that's biting. You're hopping on a trend, or maybe your label is forcing you to hop on a trend. You know, when they're analyzing where money goes in music, they're looking at trends and data and saying, okay, people really like sad songs about drug abuse. So do that. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So there's that.
Okay, I understand that, man. I definitely understand that. So and I kind of want to, I guess, so tell me, still tell me, how do you prevent yourself from falling into that trap?
That's a good question.
Because I imagine it's very easy to want to chase the fame and the dollars, correct?
Yeah, I honestly, and I do it. I do it. Sometimes you do it without even realizing.
Okay.
Like you'll make a beat and then you realize, oh, that pattern of drums, right? Or something about the song. I really got that from somewhere else.
Okay.
Um, I just, if me personally, I just catch it. I just catch myself and say, no, 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 I'm going to be authentic.
Mhm.
I'm not going to be a copycat. So,
Mhm. Tell me this, man. How how do you measure success for yourself?
that's a good question, man. You got a lot of good questions. Success as far as music or just life goes.
Ooh, we're talking in the realm of you being a music producer. So yeah, how do you determine success for you as a music producer?
Well, I think my definition for success, um, have you ever read the poem by Ernest Hemingway, For Whom the Bell Tolls?
Heard of it, can't say I've read it.
Right. So it's a classic poem, right? Um, and it starts with the words, no man is an island. What he meant by that is it's like no person is just themselves. Because no matter what you do, you're interconnected with other people. No matter what you do in your life, for example, you're going to have an impact on other people, period. Um, and so I think the next line in the poem was, for when a man dies, it's like a small part of his country crumbles into the sea, right? So everything about where you live, your culture is made up of individuals, right?
Yes.
And so, yeah. And so you can't not have an impact on other people. And so with that in mind, um, oh yeah, I'm telling you this badly. Um, so how For Whom the Bell Tolls ends is he says, so never ask for whom the bell tolls, meaning church bells that would ring to announce someone's death, because the bells toll for thee. you know? So what he's saying is you have an inevitable impact on other people and it will come back to you no matter what. And I think that's true. And so my definition of success is knowing that I have an impact on other people. I will be successful if I can maximize well-being. I don't mean necessarily for myself or for friends and family. I mean maximize well-being, period. You know? So most good I can do, if I'm hitting that, I'm successful.
Huh.
Sorry, that was a long-winded answer, wasn't it?
No, not even that, man. I'll be honest with you, man. That sounds like a super great answer in like, you know, a hypothetical, man. But how would you feel if you was out here struggling to pay bills? Like, is that still, would you still feel successful if you was a starving artist? But you got to do what you love every day, which is, you know, currently make beats. Is that still success to you?
That's a great question. That's a great question. I got to maximize well-being, right? So yeah, maybe I don't know the answer to that question for putting it
I
in
feel you,
specific
nigga.
terms,
Okay.
But you know how things are going right now is I get a little bit of play and I get fan mail from people,
That's
like
awesome.
genuine fan mail from people, like at least once a week at this point. Somebody will message me and tell me like, "Hey man, I really love your music." And um like that makes me happy, man. That makes the effort worth it.
That's motivation.
You know what I mean? So yeah, I guess I'll have to think about your
Hey,
question a
hey,
little bit
facts,
more.
bro. That's something that you got to think about, man. Me myself as well, man. I think for both of us, man, like I would absolutely love to be able to quit my day job and just get to talk to people every day. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that would be
Oh yeah.
so amazing. You know, if I was able to support myself, you know, and as well as in the future support my family, man. Um, and the same for you, man. If you could become a full-time producer, man, like that seems like such an amazing lifestyle. Yes.
You know what, dude? Yeah, I would have to agree with you. Um, the freedom
Oh,
that would come with that, um, and just being a musician and being able to support oneself and one's family off that, yeah, yeah, that would be beautiful.
and I think as well, man. Like yeah, the freedom. I guess, like you said it, man. The flexibility, man. The ability to, you know, we would not have to be tied down to any particular area. I could do an interview from anywhere in the world. You could make beats and music from anywhere in the world, man. Like that is absolutely astounding. So I, you know, I guess the obstacle for us is, you know, to figure out what's that key. And I don't know, I'm just talking out loud, man, but I feel like for us, man, for both of us, for anyone, I feel like the key may be just perseverance. And I'm curious, what do you think about that? You know, just really being consistent with it over a long term, over a long time of period.
Yeah, I mean, I've got nothing better to do than to improve,
Okay.
right? And even if that's little by little, I'm okay with that. You know, as I always say, new year, gradually improving me.
Okay.
So
So all right, so let me ask you this then, man. So and we'll get to your album. I really want to talk about your album, man. But
sure, sure.
you know, this might help me more than anybody, man. I've probably been doing this podcast. I've been doing this podcast since I think 2019.
Okay.
Um, how I don't know if you've ran into this yet, man, but will you kind of reach this stage where you become less motivated and you become less inclined to put the work in, man. I'm curious, man. If you one, have you reached this yet? And two, how can you remain dedicated and keep that passion, that flame?
Well, no, I haven't hit that yet.
Okay, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Because there's always a next hill to hit,
Okay.
It's, like everything that I've made up to this point, even if I was satisfied with it, like previous albums and things I've published, I look at it and I know that I can do better. I pushed myself with this project. Like, I'll tell you a true story. At the end of my 2019 album, which was called Beats Lead the Way, I remember telling a friend, I don't know if I have another album in me. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because I felt a little bit drained creatively after making it. And I wrote all these songs that I felt were the best that I had done. This new album shatters it. It just shatters it. You know what I mean? So I know that there's more to do. And what else helps is the incredibly talented team of friends that I've built over the years. You know what I mean? Like getting to work with a lot of my friends, a lot of the people at Heartbeats. They're crazy talented. That helps enable me to, with them, take things a step further. Getting to meet Substantial was super, super helpful. And it's encouraging and emboldening too. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I feel like a lot of people, man, how should I put this? I feel like a lot of people are like afraid of their heroes.
Oh, is that
No,
famous saying, "Don't meet your heroes"?
well, my heroes turn out to be great
Oh,
people. Like,
shucks, man.
like Substantial, for one. I listened to Substantial since I was like 15 or something, and he's an excellent guy. Like, he's a great guy, great dad. He's cool in and out of the studio. Um, and just knowing what's possible, it's like why stop there? If there's more that I want to do, why not just go after it and do it?
Mm,
Like, when I sat down to make this album that's coming out Friday, and I really began to contemplate what I wanted to do with it, I thought to myself, like, you know, I want to put something out there with my name on it that I could always be happy with. No matter what happens in the future, I could always look back and be like, yeah, I did that. I did that thing, you know? Um, and so I was, man, I'm telling this badly. Sorry.
hey, just talk, bro. It's a conversation.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I began to contemplate. I thought to myself, why hold back? Why not just, I guess, shoot for the stars? But realistically, I thought, like, why not just like try to connect with these people? Like, there are artists that I like. Why not try to work with them? So I prepared a list of like everyone within reason that I might be able to work with. Like, what would my dream team look like? And I ended up working with all but one person, all but one guy on this album. And so, like, Substantial was one of them. And I guess maybe like a couple of years ago, I would never think that I would be writing a song with him. But like back in maybe January or February of 2020, I just shot him an email. I just let him know who I was and sent him links to a couple of old tracks I did. And you know what? He wrote back 3 minutes later.
Nice.
He was like, yeah, bro, I'll do a song.
That's
you know?
awesome. That's so cool.
Yeah. Yeah. now we've hung out on Zoom and Skype a few times, and he gives me advice on certain things, and we'll probably. I mean, I think you can pretty much bank on us making more music together in the future. Yeah, you know what I mean? Does that answer your question at all?
I mean, I think so, man. I can instantly relate to that as far as a lot of people I've had on my podcast. And just to bring it back full circle, you know what I'm saying? When I got to interview Golden Boy, man, I found him on I think I found him on Reddit, bro. I found him on Reddit, and you know what I'm saying? Like the fact that I was even able to talk with that man was super duper cool, man. Super cool. And from there, I found Think Twice as well, man. He introduced me to Think Twice, man. So I definitely understand that. Being able to
I
like
shared that exact feeling with you when
yeah.
I met him. And you know what? I met him the same way.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. He was another one of those persons on that dream team.
Okay.
This was yeah, because I went through like a big specifics phase like a couple years ago, and like I like scoured the internet looking for his contact information, but as I'm sure you realize, they're non-existent.
Yeah.
Like you can't find these guys anywhere. They don't have a YouTube. They don't even have their old MySpace isn't active, like nothing. And so like I was scrolling through Reddit, like a year ago, something like that. And on one of the like hip hop subreddits, somebody made this post like, "Hey, does anyone remember what happened to Specifix? Like, whatever happened to those guys? Does anyone know where Golden Boy went, or why did they drop off after those 2 albums and Beach of Life?" And so I made like this comment where I was like, well, I looked everywhere for these guys' contact information. I really wanted to write a song with Golden Boy, but trail went cold. Couldn't find him. And like 3 or 4 weeks after that, this random dude responds to my comment and is like, "Hey, I might be able to put you in touch with Golden Boy. Send me a DM." So I DM him and I'm like, "Hey, thanks for reaching out, man. You said you might be able to put me in touch with Golden Boy." And he goes, "Well, I am him. Haha." We just talked on Skype for like 2 hours that night.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I told him about my album and I was like, "Want to collab? You want to do this thing?"
Fuck yeah.
And he was like, he's a friendly Canadian. He's like, "Sure. Yeah, I'll do the song." So like that was it, dude. That was it. This is the first song he's done in 11 years.
I was gonna say, how long has it been now? Yeah.
Well, Beach of Life was the last thing they did, and that was like for the anniversary of Nujabeh's death.
Exactly.
So
yeah,
that was like 2010, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I want to ask you this one real quick, man. I want to be kind of selfish, man. I'm very curious, man. How did you find my interview with them? If you remember,
I think it came up like in my YouTube recommendations.
Nice.
Yeah, I think it was something like that.
Nice.
I honestly don't really remember, but I think I just remember seeing it like on my sidebar. I was like, "Oh, cool, I'll watch that."
Yeah. Yeah, man, that was super cool, man. Super cool.
Yeah.
It's like, being able to, meet one of your favorite artists, man. How amazing of an experience is that? Being able to talk with them, and I think it's different, man, because like they're not that well known, so I feel like I'm able to connect with him more than if I was able to interview Drake or like, you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Some superstar, you know what I'm saying? Like they live completely different lifestyles than us regular folk, us common folk, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know. Yeah. And by the way, I was when I was watching your Think Twice interview, I pretty much lost it. I died when you said something like, or I remember when you asked him, "Is there going to be any more Specifics music?" And he was like, "I don't know, ask Spencer." And you were like, "I think he's doing another track." I was like, "Let's go." Yes.
I think so. Yeah, I don't know if at the time he told me or like I don't even know, but yeah, man, I'm super excited. I'm very eager to hear your album, man. I'm very eager to hear.
Thank you. Thank you, man. I'm ready for you. I'm ready for you to hear it
Hey,
as well.
come on, that big bro. Let's talk about that. I guess, man. You got a new album coming out, man. I guess tell me this, man. What, if any, how are you advertising this, man? How are you promoting this?
Um, Honestly, just social media.
Okay.
Um, I'm gonna pitch it to some playlists on Spotify,
Nice. That's perfect.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
I kind of want to do a music video.
Hey, you definitely should, bro. You definitely
Um,
should.
yeah. I think that's pretty much it. I want to coordinate with some people um who I think would want to share the music, maybe talk to some magazines or like just even just social media people who talk about music and stuff like that, you know. Um so yeah, we'll see what
Definitely.
happens.
Yeah, yeah. That's amazing, man. So yeah, you have a new album coming out this Friday, August 27th, man. I guess tell me this, man. So you have this new album coming out, man. I guess when does this chapter of your life end and you start working on the next thing?
I already am.
Okay, all right, shucks.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm already working on some stuff.
okay.
Yeah.
Mm. So all right, so okay, you said you already am, man. Tell me this then. And you kind of brought this up already, man. You said you had a 21 track list. How difficult was it for you to cut that down to 12?
Very. Because your songs are like your kids, man.
I believe it. I believe it.
Yeah.
Wait, and real quick, and why not release a 21 track record?
Because you can tell when some things are not done, when they're not finished.
Okay.
It's like, you know, an album is not, okay, I'm gonna make one song, now it's done, move on to the next, make that, now that's done. Ideas come to you all the time. So, like for me, as soon as I get an idea, I got to start working on it before so I don't lose the idea. And so it's kind of just like making an album, is it's like you have this concept, this theme for an album in mind. And so in trying to keep within the vein of that theme, you just make all these songs together, let them all grow at the same time, so to speak, and after working on it for a certain amount of time, I felt that the album was ready, but there was a few of these tracks which I think they still have potential. I just didn't reach it yet. And so there's no point in a 21 track album if it's going to be of a lower quality than a 12 track album.
Okay,
So
I understand.
we'll just save those songs for a future date. Hopefully
Yeah.
I get it finished up and
I understand, man. I definitely understand that, man. Um, I guess, man, really, man, Alec, I want to, at this point, man, thank you so much for taking time out to talk to me, man.
dude, it's my pleasure.
Thanks, big bro. Hey, so tell me this real quick, man. Tell me, man, how can people reach out to you, man? How can they get in contact with you?
Instagram, Twitter, SoundCloud.
And so what is your what's your username, man? What's your handle?
For Instagram and SoundCloud, really anywhere on the internet, if you just search my name, you'll find me.
Shoot.
There's no one else named Alec Hershey.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you, man. I tried to Facebook you, man, and there was like a Ukraine cat and this other dude.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. So they're actually.
I don't have Facebook.
Okay, good to know.
That's funny that. Okay, maybe I'm wrong.
Hey, so Ricky, Alex Hershey on Instagram and on SoundCloud, but I think on Twitter you're unnamed Shinobi. Is that right?
Yeah, that was I'm a nerd, right? So that was a Naruto thing that I started back when I was like 13, and Twitter doesn't let you change handles. But if you search my name,
It'll
you will
pop.
find my
Okay,
name.
okay. Shoot. Hey, so you say you like a little, a little anime nerd, man, bro. Big, tell me this, man. I'm gonna put you on the spot, man. What are
Put me on the
your
spot.
what are your top three favorite animes right now, man?
Oh man. Oh man. I'm gonna expose myself
Come
here.
on now.
Naruto for sure.
So
Um, I think Attack on Titan is probably the best show on TV right now.
really,
Do you watch it?
I've seen the first season, perhaps. I'm not big in anime. I ain't gonna front you, big dog. I ain't gonna
Okay.
front you. I
Okay.
ain't. But I mean, I ain't gonna front. It was cool. It was cool. I just I heard. Didn't it just end? Didn't they finish it? Or no? It's one half
The
a season.
final season is happening in winter. Let me tell you this, dude. IMDb, the International
Definitely.
Movie
Yeah.
Database. Um, I don't know if it still stands, but for a while, the number one and number two highest rated TV show episodes of all time were from Attack on Titan. You know what I mean?
Mm.
It's a groundbreaking show.
Groundbreaking. That's quite the words right there, brother.
I'm not messing around. It's amazing. It's amazing.
I might have to check it out, big dog. So I mean, I'm gonna keep it 100, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? I've seen Breaking Bad, I've seen The Wire, I've seen The Sopranos. There's a plethora of shows that are very good in their own right. And so you say an anime is topping those. It's like, damn, those are some big words, bro.
I think it's the best show on TV.
Okay, hey,
Period.
facts. Hey, fact. I'm gonna have to check it out there. You speak very highly of it. Wait. You said Naruto, Attack on Titan. What's number 3 now?
Oh, I don't know, man. I don't know. I guess I'd have to think about it.
Okay.
I like Sword Art Online
Okay, I don't
a
even know what
lot.
that is.
It's yeah.
I guess
know how to
anime. I
describe
get
it.
you. Yeah, it's
Right,
anime.
yeah.
Okay. So Sword Arts Online.
Yes, sir.
Roger that.
Yeah, dude.
For people who may not be into it, they might need to check it out. But you spoke highly of. So wait, hold on. You're saying that Attack on Titan is legit. Apparently to IMDb, 2 of the best episodes ever.
Yeah.
But Naruto is even above that.
No.
Okay.
What I mean by that is, I mean, I grew up with that, you know. It's partly nostalgia, but
Okay.
like I was big into Naruto during my formative years. You know what I mean? So it's made an imprint, man. It's gonna stay with me.
Okay, for sure, big dog. I definitely understand that, man. I grew up in so I graduated high school in 2010.
Okay.
And so back in 2010, man, anime was not the pop of the crowd.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The dudes who watch anime, you know what I'm saying, they sat at their own table and everything. You feel me?
Yeah.
But I'll say this, man. That shit is blown up, bro. People love fucking K-pop, Korean pop.
Yeah.
People love K-pop now. It's incredible. And so let me say this real quick, man. I was thinking about this the other day, man. We all, like I said earlier, music is super subjective, man. What I like, you may not like.
Sure.
There are bands out there who make music who are successful. And I look at and I'm like, how? I'm like, who was bumping this in their whip, you know what I'm saying, driving down the freeway? But people do. And so I want to use that as motivation to understand that, man, we can make it, bro. You feel me? Yeah.
I hear you. A lot of times those trash artists that are huge, a lot of times they're huge because, I mean, their music's not that deep. It's because their record label owners analyze market trends, and whatever's in, they have them make that, you know.
Okay.
And if you can brand something as cool, you know, or maybe a little bit on the
It is catchy or pop, what?
yeah, or maybe like here's the like box of like what your parents are cool with. If it's a little bit outside of that box, you know what I mean? Like stuff like that, you know, like kids will they'll buy it and they'll bump it, you know. Um yeah, I mean you see this with, I'm not trying to be a hater, but like you see this with Drake. Every song that he's done that has blown up, there was something that someone did before him that was the same thing. If that does that make sense?
I mean,
Like,
there's gonna be some Drake fans out there who are gonna just rip you apart, but I understand.
sure. Like, dude, like I'm telling you, like the first time I heard Passion Fruit,
Okay.
I thought to myself, I've heard this before.
I mean, so that's pop music though, right? Isn't that pop music?
Sure, yeah.
Facts, facts. You probably said a
I
lot
mean,
of
that's all pop music is why is it popular? Because it's conforming, it's manufactured to conform to market trends.
Okay.
In other words, it's not real.
I understand. Definitely understand that, man.
At least that's my hater opinion.
Now I get you, bro. I definitely understand, man. So real quick, I don't want to keep you on too long, man. But
Oh, you're cool.
would you sell out to be famous, to be rich, man?
Would I? Like if the opportunity just fell into my lap,
Come on, man. You got an A&R from, you know what I'm saying, whoever it is, Universal or whoever, man, says, hey man, go ahead and make this beat this way, this style.
Oh
You know what
man.
I'm saying, I cut you a check, bro.
Well,
It's
who
hard
wants
to
to
say.
say, oh
It's
yeah,
hard, it's hard to say no to that, big bro.
that's very true. I mean, that's the temptation that lures a lot of people,
Come on, man.
you know. You know, I know people who have said no to that.
Oh, wow. Impressive.
And
Very
one of those people is substantial. He's gotten big lucrative record deals, but he valued controlling his music and owning his music and being able to do with it what he wants and say what he wants and use it in the way he wants. He viewed that as more valuable than money. And you know, look where he is today. You know, he's not an A-list celebrity,
Oh,
but to the people who know him, he is like a celebrity. And he's able to support his wife and his two daughters, and like he makes it happen being himself, doing what he wants. And you know what? That's your definition of success right there, to answer your question earlier.
being able to do what you want.
Yeah, well, to support yourself doing what you want,
Okay.
you know,
I didn't understand that.
because you got to live,
Facts.
and living means making money.
Facts.
So,
Facts. You got to pay those bills. Facts.
you know what I mean? So people do it. They say no to the record deal.
Okay. I definitely understand that, man. I definitely do, man. Alex, so yeah, man, you have a album dropping this Friday, man. Please promote it. Please promote it. You know, where can people find it? How can people find it? When and where?
Yeah, everywhere you listen to music, it'll be out. Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, wherever. You can find it under my name, Alec Hershey. The album is called Beats for Those We Love. Yeah, it'll be everywhere. And if you like it, you know, let's link up on Instagram.
Shoot. This Friday, August 27th, 2021.
Yes, sir.
Hey, shoot, man. Alec, it's been a pleasure. Wait, real quick. I guess, yeah, is that like your music name? Just Alec Hershey, no alias, no
No alias, just my real name.
3? Okay.
Yeah, dude. I couldn't think of a cool stage name or moniker. So I just decided to go with my real name, and you know what? It's worked out.
Hey,
you know?
shoot. Yeah, I understand that, man. Yeah, man. Real quick, man. If you had to pick one, what would it be, man? If you had to pick one, what would it be?
Pick what?
Alien.
Oh, a stage name. Oh,
Stage name.
I probably would go. I'd probably do something in reference to jazz music. You know what I mean? It'd probably be something in reference to jazz music. I
Okay.
think.
Okay.
I don't know what that would be. Yeah, but it'd be some obscure reference to something.
I understand
You know?
that, big dog.
Yeah.
Shoot, man. Shoot. Hey, Alec, man. It has been a pleasure being able to talk with you today, man. I really appreciate you coming on the show, man, spending some time with me. I really appreciate that, man.
Dude, I've enjoyed it. So thank you for the invitation.
Hey, of course, big bro, big bro. If no one else, I would definitely be looking forward to your album dropping, man. I'm super eager to hear. Especially, I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm eager to hear this new Golden Boy track, man. I'm eager to hear that. You know what I'm saying?
You're not the only one, dude. Ever since like your interview with him, I've been getting DMs like nonstop. People be like, "Hey, where's the Golden Boy track?"
Ooh, okay, that's what's
So I'm
up.
like, "All right, well, I hope you like it." So, and there's probably going to be more in the future.
Oh, facts.
So
Nice. That's awesome,
yeah,
big dog. That's awesome,
yeah.
bro. Hey, man, I'm super excited, man. Alec, man, thank you so much, man. Um, I think this will do it for this episode of the To the Feet podcast, man. Thank you so much, Alec.
Thank you, man. Thank
Hey,
you.
shoot. All right, bro. Take it easy, bro.
All right, you too, man. Have a good day.
That's all it is. Hey everyone, if you made it this far all the way to the end of the video, I want to thank you so much. My overall goal with making these interviews and these episodes is to give a voice to dancers, to give them a platform to speak their story. So if this is of value to anyone, then that means the world to me. My overall goal is to give value to the dance community. So if you find no value in this, then I urge you to please let me know where I can improve on. I truly want to, just give value and content to the dance community. So please let me know how I can improve, where I'm messing up, because to be 100% honest with you, I'm learning along the way as I do this. I truly am. So to be able to interact with the dance community, it means the world to me, because it gives me feedback and it lets me know what I'm doing right, where I can improve upon, what I'm doing wrong, which I feel like might be more important. So please, if you all could comment and just let me know what you think, it means the world to me, because that feedback just helps me improve. So please comment as well. Please like and subscribe. That means a lot as well. But I want to say thank you so much for just watching this, because it means the world to me. I want to take you on this journey of the Two Left Feet podcast. I'm very excited for it. So once again, thank you so much.